Staj, great week to come back where the Mariners are celebrating winning a couple of pieces of silverware. Just outstanding seasons for both teams.
Yeah, look, we've been back for 2 weeks, so good to see you back on board a week late. But look, it was tremendous for the club, tremendous for the team, for the first team, in terms of, it's really what we've been trying to promote over the last 12 or 18 months, building that solid foundation underpinning our A-League team and feeding into our A-League team. So, winning trophies is excellent, but really the most important aspect is the development the players got in the process and showing that they can step up to our first team. And, a number of those players are already training with the first team already this week, but have been doing so over the last 12 to 18 months as well. So it just shows that we're really focusing on bringing in good quality young players and giving them the opportunity to show off their wares in the first team.
Yeah, who are those lads that have got an opportunity?
Oh, look, there's been a whole range of those boys that are in. We saw all the young players that were in the first team last year, in particular people like Josh Nisbet and Lewis Miller who came through our academy, Dylan Ruiz-Diaz who came through the academy. Since then there's been others added to the first team. Some have been in and out a little bit. Dan Hall, will start training with us soon as well, after he has a bit of time off, but there's others as well. So, it just shows, the foundation again and the platform that we're trying to build off our academy structure. Was
the Dylan Ruiz-Diaz double on the final night, was that one of the highlights of last season for you?
Look, that's just a snapshot of where we were trying to go. I guess it just encapsulates that narrative of we're trying to give young players an opportunity, and I said a couple already, but there was also Sami Silvera, and then even when we look in the squad, Kai Rolls, Danny De Silva, Adam Pearce are all 21, 22, 23 as well. So, it was a really young squad last year and a core group of those players who played a lot of matches and a lot of minutes. So, now with an extra year under their belt, Gianni Stensis in that conversation as well, an extra year under their belt, and now this whole new wave of kids coming through to compete for spots, it's really going to create a good environment.
Sami Silvera is one of the stories through the off-season. How do you feel about his move?
Look, again, the whole purpose of us as a club is to give players an opportunity to be excellent players for our club, and if they're good enough and if they show enough development, to be able to prosper overseas. And this club's got a strong tradition in giving kids an opportunity to play, and we could list those names off, the Rogic's and Ryans and Sainsbury's and all the other players in history who have represented our club and gone on to be great international players and Socceroos.
Gone? Yeah, it is. Just let it go for another 30 seconds. 10 seconds. Good. 5.
That's good. Good man.
Staj, nothing to do with football, but you've gone with the Tom Hanks castaway look.
It's been a long post-COVID period, but we'll be all right for now.
Oh, how is the squad feeling? Because I just asked Lewis. There's been a lot of talk about athletes, that have been in bubbles and out of bubbles and can't do what they normally do. How's it been for their mentality this period? Yeah,
look, I think our group showed tremendous resilience post-COVID. When we came back, we were at the bottom of the ladder and really didn't have anything to play for other than, pride in themselves and in the club. And I think we showed, a tremendous amount of courage and character in that period to pick up some points and the win that you alluded to a bit earlier. So, I think that this group really grew in that period as sort of a united group and sort of in everyone's misery we found a way to come together as a group and show some progression, which was good, and it's really transferred into the training paddock right now. Who was that?
Who are those guys sledging you? Sledging the gaffer. There's a lot of
That's all right. I hope he enjoys his last day on the job.
We can tease a lot of things today, but we can't announce them. What can we announce?
Not much. The league's starting on December 27. We know that. There's going to be a bumper period in that first 20 days, 4 or 5 matches in 20 days. An interim draw. We don't know who we're playing yet, but it's exciting just to have that date. There hasn't been a lot of certainty in Australian football recently, so just to have an actual date that we know what we're starting on is really exciting. Gives us a little bit more of a narrowing of the focus to prepare for.
Can you announce any new players?
No, we've got a number of players who have come back from last year, and We'll ask our, famous media manager to announce those in the next couple of weeks. But look, the squad's been training well, and there's a number of players that we're talking to, both in other parts of Australia and the world as well.
The way you finished last season, winning's a habit, right? So I guess that's what you take into game 1 on December 27. That kind of, never say die attitude. Looked like you were down and out, and then suddenly you find something. But the style of football was just beautiful to watch, and a couple of clinical finishes. So that's the mentality moving forward.
Yeah, look, I thought all the last 4 matches we did well. We were probably unlucky to lose to Perth 1-0. It was off a free kick, and a quick free kick where we switched off, but I thought we should have got something in the second half. Newcastle, we had a poor first half, but bounced back really well in the second half, and Wanderers were I thought, a bit fortunate to score a last minute goal to equalise, and we possibly could have won that game. And Melbourne Victory, I thought we were the better team as well. So it wasn't just the results, it was more, and again, just touching on the character and the way that we played, and the positivity and the belief that started to grow just within that period. So again, it just laid a really good platform. We certainly have to take that into this season. We can't say that that was job well done, because still we know we finished on the bottom. We had a long losing streak there, and we know how much harder we have to work to regain that competitiveness and be a top 3 or 4 team like I know these boys can be.
2 final questions. What does the A-League look like? And there's still talk, there's a third wave overseas. How do you see the A-League looking in 2021?
Yeah, look, a lot of uncertainty in the Australian community, let alone the A-League. But there's a lot of things that have gone on. The CBA dispute's been wrangling for a couple of months, and separation from the FFA has been going on for a couple of months. So the closer we get to all those things being finalised and signed off on, the better it's going to be for every club and every team and every playing group. The separation from the FFA is going to be a really big turning point for the A-League. It's going to be the part where the owners really have to embrace, owning all the different, mechanisms that control the league, and ensuring that we've come off a really tough period, ensuring that the sport grows and the league grows, and we get to the point where we really have good pathways up and down all the way through, fostering to a healthy A-League, so that hopefully one day our Socceroos can be in that top 10 or 12 in the world like they were 10 or 15 years ago.